What's up, everybody? It's Joey, and I'm back for my second vlog. I'm very excited to be doing this again. Sorry it took me a little bit longer than originally anticipated. It's just been a crazy couple of weeks. And so, anywho's, I've wanted to share something that's been on my mind a little bit here lately. And it's a revelation I had over the course of, I guess, the last year or two that... and it has to do with Bible things or something regarding the Bible. So, and it has something to do regarding Christianity or the belief in Yeshua, the Messiah. So, if you're offended by any of those things, this is probably the time to leave now. But what it was I wanted to talk about was that growing up, a Messianic Jewish person, I'd always heard about and known that, Yeshua is supposed to be the way to heaven, and that, we're saved by grace through faith in Him, and not of works, lest any man boast. But I kind of always still had questions would come up and every now and again regarding the mechanics of salvation. And whilst I can't claim to totally understand it, something did... I feel like the Lord revealed something to me just in the last year or so. And that was, one day I was just reading through the book of Ephesians, chapter 5. And when I got down to the end of the chapter, I noticed something that I'd never noticed before. That entire chapter is talking about husbands and wives, and how wives should be submissive to their husbands, and husbands should lay down their lives in service to their spouses. And that obviously in this day and age causes a lot of controversy sometimes, just talking about those particular topics and subject matter. But what really was poignant and powerful to me beyond those things was down at the very end of the scripture. It's Ephesians 5:32, and it says, I think I'm reading in the NIV, this is a profound mystery, but I'm talking about Christ and the church. And when I read that, a bell went off in my head and the light started flashing, and I realized that, yes, it's perfectly understandable and applicable to see that this set of scripture is teaching us how to treat and deal with our spouses. For those of us that have them, I personally do not. But so... I understand that, but just the realization that, not to put it in too, mechanic-y of a term, I suppose, but the relationship between someone who believes in Yeshua and Yeshua himself is that they are married to one another. And that helps me so much better to understand, how God is with us and why He sent His Son and some of the things that the Messiah said. He makes several references to that, He's going to prepare a place for us, and that where He will be, that we can be there with Him also. And that's a picture of, in that culture at that time that He was speaking to, that young men would go and, they would build onto their father's homes to prepare a place for their brides to come and, after they were married, to live there together as part of the household, and to have their own place set aside. And so, I'd always seen the allusions to marriage in Scripture, but I never really completely understood that it truly is a marriage. And it helps me to understand personally just the relationship between the Messiah and the church, that, when it comes to sin and when it comes to, the lists of sin that the Scripture even gives regarding, people that do this, and that won't inherit the kingdom of heaven. Well, I understand, I feel like, better now that those are pictures of lifestyles and not just a particular sin. Because if one of those sins, one of those acts were to cast us all into hell forever, no one would have any hope, because we've all fallen short of the glory. But it's really speaking to a lifestyle. And also paralleling the marriage between the Messiah and His church to the prophecy of Hosea in the Old Testament, or the Tanakh as it were, where God has betrothed himself, you know, or to wayward Israel, and how God commands Hosea to, you know, go and find an adulterous wife, and just that really speaks so deeply to me because of my own personal struggles with sin, that even though I want to do what I'm supposed to do, just like the scripture says, that sin's always right there with me. So it gives me hope that even though I'm as big a screw up as anybody, that the Messiah, by entering into covenant with him, has joined himself to me. And just like Hosea and his adulterous wife Gomer, he chases after her and doesn't give up on her, no matter how much of a goof she tends to be, because God knows I'm an expert on goofs because I'm an expert on me. But that was just an encouragement to me, and if nothing else, I encourage you guys to check it out for yourself. Again, that was Ephesians chapter 5. Read the entire chapter, but I was specifically referring to verse 32 towards the end of the chapter, and of course the prophecy of Hosea. So I encourage you guys to check it out for yourselves. Don't take my word for it. And anyways, that's just something that's been on my mind and something I wanted to share and just encourage you guys in. So anywho, until next time, thanks so much for checking it out. God bless. Shalom Alechem and Assalamu Alechem. Thank you so much.